All right, we're jumping into this. No intro. Let's go. We're going to be testing out some mill. Short one league tonight. What we're really doing here is testing sideboard stuff out before the HBMO. And a couple main board cards. I want to test out one EE in the main and bring back the crypt into the main. To do so, we cut one push and one surgical. Surgical is just not that strong of a card right now, especially when we're using Tasha's Hideous Laughter to hit a vast majority of these 1 and 2 mana decks. So Surgical's not hitting a lot of cards. It's key to hit a couple of pieces, but it's not necessarily needed. And Push, while it is great, we also have Drown in the lock. I'd rather have 6 counter spells and 7 removal spells than 8 removal spells and only 5 counter spells. So we're splitting it that way. As far as sideboard, what we're really testing here is Test of Talents. I'm not sold on this card. A lot of other mill players are, so we're going to try it and see. I haven't really seen it work out, but I also haven't really seen it brought in a lot. Other than that, we've got a 1 of Echoing Truth and a 1 of Set Adrift to bounce permanents that we kind of need to get rid of, such as Chalice of the Void. We've got Hurkyl's Recall for the artifact matchups. 3 Soul Guide Lanterns as mass removal. And thank you very much for the follow, Don Rawls. I appreciate it. So we have mass graveyard removal there. Another EE just in case we need another board wipe. Another Crypt Incursion in case we just want that additional chance to draw life gain. Not much. Just, testing out some Moto stuff before the tournament this weekend. So figured might as well stream it, And then more removal spells in case they're a creature heavy deck. And then an extirpate because occasionally you want to be able to hit things with a surgical effect and them not be able to respond. Then of course, Luris because we can kind of just shoo it into this deck and get back one of our 8 crabs. Yeah. Other than that, let's take this into a league and see how we can do. They're taking the play. Let's reveal this Luris. Hands close. We'll try it. Let's see what this Luris deck is. All right, an Inquisition-based deck. Fun. And so probably push or spell here is taken. Interesting. Not the card I would have taken if I was them. But hey. All right, second counterspell there is a bit unfortunate. So they fetch. So I'm assuming we're facing some form of Jund Shadow. Let's Luris build here. Green, red, Ren. Yep. And they get back a Verdant. Makes sense. They know that we've got push. So they're not going to put a creature onto this board yet. Watergrave. We are going to go ahead and shock this in and just cycle visions. I know it's a bit early, but we kind of need interaction at this point. Archive Trap isn't terrible here, considering how they're going to be using Ren in 6. So this leaves us up with Counter Magic now. They play the Verdant. We're fine with this. Inquisitions. Sure. They can either take Fractured Sanity or one of the counter spells. They now know that they can't fetch without losing 13 cards. And they know that we have Field of Ruin to field them next turn. They take another Sanity. Makes sense. Like, why have we revealed? Because they've done Inquisition twice. Alright, they go up with their Wren. And are they just gonna sit here? They're just gonna sit here. That's like the worst draw we could have hit. Because we need double blue for counterspell. So we'll play field and pass the turn. They don't try to get cheeky. Makes sense. They play out a wooded. 1 black. Inquisitions yet again. Yeah. I'll let you Inquisition all day. It doesn't hit the archive trap. You can take the crab if you want. You can take one of the 2 counter spells. Or you can take the push. Takes one of the 2 counter spells. And then they go up with Wren. Okay. Now that we're in their instep, let's go ahead and try to knock them off of... it doesn't matter because they've got the fetch lands. Island. They grab a swamp. Cast this for 0. Try to hit as many of your vegetables as possible. They get 1. They shock it in. And we mill over a good amount. Okay, yeah. So it is just one of these Loris builds. So Jund, again, not a great matchup for us, but not awful. Another land there. Let's go ahead and play crab and pass turn. Want to leave up counterspell and or push. That Wren in 6 is about to become scary, but is not currently. They're debating about something there. A command. Deal 2 and return. Makes it so that way I mean, if I'm going to be discarding anyway, I'm going to just counter it. Now they have free reign this turn, which is probably what they wanted. They've got 2 cards. What have they been holding since the beginning of the game that they've really wanted to be able to play that isn't a creature? The problem here is they have Kroxa. I don't really know how we're beating that card. We discard to the crab, we push the Kroxa, they replay it. At this point, we kind of need Hideous Laughter. Thoughtseize takes the push and then plays Kroxa. Yep. Hideous Laughter off the top. Hit him for 32. Red, red, black, black. Plays out Kroxa. Yep. And we lose our crab. I don't think we're going to be able to hit them for 32 when they're running cards like Colligan's Command, though. So we basically just need... I mean, we're at 17. If we can hit running Laughters, we have a shot. Okay, well. This and save. Always yield. We milled over 3. And let's go ahead and do this now. Doesn't matter which one we hit. We do like so. Mill them for 3 more. No. We just have to pass here. 25 left in deck. So now Tasha's isn't terrible. Problem is, this is 2 turns from Kroxa here. Goes with the emblem. Do they have triple land in hand to go bolt, bolt, bolt? They bolt the crab. That's fine. We weren't blocking with the crab anyway. Goif. Smacks us for 9 here. We need Tasha's off the top, and for Tasha's to hit for 24. Or push. No, push wouldn't do it. Well, push, we could push. No, because they can replay. So yeah, we need exactly Tasha's off the top. Do we get there? Drown. Nope. Okay. I'm curious. How close were we? Drown, drown. Oh my gosh. We were going to drown. Okay. So Jund, Lurish, Shadow, huh? I like Crypt Incursion. I like Push. I like Thirst. Surgical's pretty mediocre at best. I feel double blue's going to be a bit hard to hold up against them. I don't think this is the matchup where we want Test of Talents, though. Yeah, I think we just bring in our removal. Take out the surgicals, bring in removal. This is going to suck if they have a surgical or if they have a shuffle effect. But they're a Luris deck. I don't think that they have any. Like, they have access to Gaia's Blessing. That's fine. If they have Gaia's Blessing, they have Gaia's Blessing, and we have to have Hideous. Alright. Keep. Reveal the Luris. They did not do a more than 60 card special here. And they are given the option to reveal a Luris. Okay, so we've got 2 blue for the Tashas, an engineered. We've got to mulligan this, and this feels terrible to mulligan because it has so much. Okay, okay, we can keep this. Keep 6 bottom visions here. Yeah, bottom of visions. This shotgun. Play out the ruin crab past the turn. So do we have the turn 1 bolt? We do. Oh no, we have a monkey. Crab blocks monkey real good. Yields pretty great. Always yield. Let's go ahead and fetch for our basic island. Okay. And we have an 0-3 to block their 2-1. No land drop. And I'm gonna block, and they're going to now have the land into the Ren ping. Yep. Always yield. Hit a good number of things there. Archive trap. Not great. Not terrible, though. Assuming down pings crab. Yep. Another sanity, huh? Field of Ruin. Stop on there. And draw step. With a hand like this, we need to become the aggressor. Mill them for 13. And draw 3. There we go. That's a pretty aggressive hand, if I say so myself. And they don't have access to a lot of black mana now. 26 cards left in deck. We've got enough. We've got lethal with just the sanities. If we draw a land, especially a fetch land, instead we go crab route. Inquisitions us? Sure. You taking a sanity? Are you taking a visions or a crab? None of this is good for you, opponent. Unless you have a shuffle effect. Takes a sanity. Returns a Bloodstained Mire. Makes sense. Gets in for 2 here. And makes a treasure token, and then exiles a Watery Grave. Dang it. Would have loved to like. And black, red, plays Croxus, sure. Makes me discard. Discard a crab. Draw Archive Trap, huh? Fractured Sanity. They've got 12 left in deck. Hope you've got a fetchable in there, opponent. That's what they're looking for right now, is do they have a fetchable? Okay, they got a land. Black, black, red, red. Croxa. Yep. To be expected here. We'll discard crab. Because when they're this low, we really just need to... Field of Ruin is an out. 2 lands are an out. Asha's is definitely an out at this point. We've got plenty of ways. We just need to hit them. Prismatic Vista. They keep exiling our lands. DRC. Yep. They're looking more and more dead to their board state. Huh. Let's lead with visions here. Find ourselves the win. Okay. 11 cards left in deck. There's no way Tasha's doesn't hit for 11 here. Yep. All right. No shuffle effect. On to game 3. No shuffle effect. Tasha's looks good. Sanity looks good. Crypt Incursion looks great. Archive Trap is alright. EE is fine. Counterspell is still looking mad, but I don't really have anything I want to replace it with. Maybe Soul Guide Lantern? We have the Blood Chiefs to deal with the Ren, the pushes. Yeah. I like with what we've got. Alright. Luris. Oh, Snap Keep. Tasha, double crab, drown. Leads off with a Dragon Rage Channeler, huh? And then a Bauble to surveil. Makes sense. So this is like probably the most awkward start for us. So let's see. What did they see? They saw an island. We'll play out the Hedron Crab and pass the turn. The reason for the Hedron Crab is it still blocks the Dragon Rage Channeler. How do you kill with Mill? Very delicately. You kill their library. You kill them with books. A second Dragon Rage Channeler, huh? Then push Thoughtseize. You Crab Brave on the grave? Pretty much. So they're trying to... This will turn on Darcy. So we now have to go extremely quick. But they're probably taking our Tasha's. Leaving us with not much. I say that. But it is a mill for 12 with this fetch land. They're down to 49. They get in for 3. Can't do anything about it. Yes, we draw a fatal push. Greatest top deck in the world. This save targets yield and yield. And this will be a fetch and shock. Trigger those abilities. And push a Darcy. We're a bit land heavy now, but we will have triple blue for Fractured Sanity if we draw that. We'll have plenty for Tasha's if we draw that. And we've got a John in the lock to deal with anything that is a creature. Green, red, Ren. Yeah. Yeah. Play your Ren in 6. Puts another Dragon's Rage into the grave. So there's not much left for them. They get to do this, return a card. So they're going to try to Kroxa next turn, and then we'll just drown it? Sure, you can play out a monkey. Put the swamp into hand. Like, best hit here is definitely going to be Field of Ruin. Because then we get to field off of their double black. Yeah, we go down to 11. I know. Game, I know I'm taking damage. You don't have to tell me. Another crab. I guess we're just going to rave them to the grave. Yo, Evan. Thank you very much for the raid of 89. That is insane. You guys don't know who Evan is. He is an amazing streamer of Magic. And definitely check him out. He mainly does Control, but he's decided to join the dark side and go with blue-red monkey stuff. Let's see if we can't crab rave people into the grave here. Yep. So it looks like they're going to try to kill a crab using a Ren and 6 ping here, which we're fine with. It's not the greatest in the world for us, but we're not dead. Yeah, they go for the ping. I'm assuming they go swamp and then try to resolve Kroxa. Is there a game plan? We counter this. Black and blue. Drown in the luck. We're down to 8. They're at 24. That's a pretty good one. This Crypt Incursion them. Should be a concession here. 229 we go. Okay. Surprised about the lack of concession, but I guess they think they have a chance. Exiled Thoughtseize Mountain and a Dragon Rage. Terminates a crab. Okay. So 5 a turn. It's a 6-turn clock. We'll take it once here. Exiles Polluted Delta. All right. Their monkey has only hit lands here, which is phenomenal for us. But we'll find out if we get to keep that hot streak going. Peatland is played. They've got 17 left in deck. We can draw a Field of Ruin, which isn't terrible. Let's go ahead and put Luris to hand and play out a land. Mill them for 3. And now we will have play Luris, play Crab indefinitely until they can deal with Luris. They draw, trying to find an out here. Problem is, I see Inquisition, Inquisition, Inquisition in yard, and I know that they have all Thoughtseize in exile. So they need exactly Inquisition here to be able to deal with our Luris. Unholy Heats the Crab. Okay. Well, sure. They like the card. It's sitting on top. We take 5 here, go down to 19. 12 cards for them. So any mill spell hurts them significantly. Any land is decent here. We draw a Drown in the lock. Huh. Somebody newest to Legacy was playing 4 Horsemen. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so we can either Luris into Crab and do nothing, or we can drown their Dragon Rage Channeler, and that reduces their clock significantly. Let's go the Luris Crab route here. And it is going to be a Ruin Crab because that does block the monkey. They draw a card off the Peatland. Down to 11 they go. And this way, if they don't deal with the crab, we have crab into field, mill them for 6. They just went up with Ren, didn't they? Yeah, to replay their Peatland. They're looking for an answer. Grab, 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 grab. Exactly. All you need. All right, this into an Unholy Heat on the Luris. That is fine. You get to Surveil. Down. They're at 9. And a Goyf? Sure. You have yourself a Goyf boy. It has to attack. This, and now we draw push. That seals this game, right? I definitely need to. 100% I need to. This. Let's take them off of double black. Yeah. Hey, thank you very much for the follow, Soren's Gaze. I appreciate it very much. So now we will do island. All right, man. Have a good sleep. Enjoying the stuff. I'm glad you're enjoying it. We mill them for 3 here. They're at 6 cards left in library. At this point, we go push, Goif, drown the channeler. Now their clock's significantly reduced. Any mill spell we draw is lethal. Land puts it close. We can take 2 for 8 turns, so this will be pretty good. Yeah, I'll take it. It's a monkey. 2 damage. We exile a land. One's got 5 cards in hand. Another Goif. Okay. That puts a bit more pressure on our board. But with 5 cards, now 4, if they ever use the Pleatland. Upkeep, draw. We draw a trap. Cool. Archive trap, I'm dead. There we go. What do you mean you don't run Counterspell in your Jund deck? That'll do it. Starting off 1-0. All right. Ooh, we won. Let's go. Do Luris. Reveal this card. Why? So tempting. But no. We have to mulligan. 1-landers just aren't really keepable. This is a very awkward keep. Because it's keep and bottom visions. That's unfortunate, not winning a single die roll. We'll go island pass. Opponent has no idea what we're on. Colonnade, okay. Control, and this is where we miss our torpor orbs. Well, luckily we get to cycle this sanity. I don't think there's anything we're really afraid of right now to cycle on their draw step. We can just cycle in their end step. But we really need a land drop at this point. Laughter's probably terrible against them. Go ahead and yield to those. Okay. So I kind of like playing around counter magic here. So we're just going to pass this turn. They fetch. That's fine. Nothing we really want to hit off of the surgical. They get a basic island. Makes sense. Now, in their draw step, I would like the surgical Archmage's Charm, paying life. See if they want to counter this. Okay, nope. But we do get a look. Their hand is indeed chock full of counter magic. So they are just blue-white. Okay, yes, they are just blue-white, and they do have snap, so we want to go ahead and take the Archmage's Charm from there. Snipping tool to grab their hand. Can't take their deck, but we can definitely know what they've got here. And then any shuffle effect that we're worried about? No. Okay. So they play the Glacial Fortress, and then they go for a Stoneforge. Let's go ahead and say no to that. Just because we've got a good amount of just counter magic in our hand. So that's 2 of their cards. They have Stoneforge, Field, Hollowed Fountain, Double Counterspell, and a Battered Skull. Island, huh? So this is probably one of the turns where we want to resolve Atasha's here. The problem is that Kaldara Complete is going to destroy Atasha's. From being great. Okay, not terrible. Hit 9. Opponent's got 33 left in deck. We want ideally land here so that way we can go Tasha's with Drown in the Lock backup. Because there's the Hollowed Fountain. I'm assuming this is Stoneforge. Yep. Stoneforge goes searching. Grabs probably Kaldara. Yep. Kaldra complete. And now they have up Counter Magic. Archive Trap. Let's see, the problem is they have the counter spell. And I know that they're not gonna flinch first. We could try to make them flinch first, but that's not happening. Yep, they activate and put in the Kaldra. Living Weapon happens. They have themselves a nice first strike haste indestructible trample token. We've got 4 turns to deal with that card. Down to 12 we go. Crypt Incursion. Bruh. Drown doesn't deal with it. Incorrect. It's indestructible. Drown says destroy. Right? This gives indestructible to the token. Yeah, token gains indestructible. So we can gain 3 off of a Crypt Incursion. We can try to Hideous. And the problem is this is probably just a cycle. Like, they don't have to commit any more to this board state unless they want to. They can field. I mean, you can try to target my Obero if you want. It's funny, though, because we would actually probably let that resolve. Trip them, see if they want to counter this. I'm assuming they don't. It's only a gain 3. Doesn't change their clock at all. And so their hand is Counterspell, Counterspell, Batter Skull. So if they go Counterspell, Counterspell, they have enough to do Counter, Counter, and Batter. We don't get out of this. Return Obero to our hand. Grab. Paying costs. They counter. Yep. And now we land. And now we're dead on board, no matter what we do. Like, Tasha's doesn't resolve against the second counterspell here. Yep. And then they just put in Batter Skull and hit us for 10. Just not enough mana to deal with what the control player had. Make sure that they turn them sideways. Yes, we could technically deal with the Phyrexian Germ, but if we didn't play out the Tasha City Slasher, they'd hold up. They'd still have counter magic. So, half dozen in one, 6 in the other. Yep, they turn them sideways. We die. So, Bant Stoneblade, huh? Pushes are just about useless. This is definitely a test of talents matchup. Echoing doesn't seem bad. Just as a way to bounce. Say we could bounce a token. Set Adrift as well. Doesn't seem terrible. EE's mediocre. Crypt Incursion. We don't need. They have 8 creatures in the deck. So we have our Drowns, we have our counter spells, we learn our Fractured. Hideous isn't great, but we don't exactly have a replacement. Am I worried about a shuffle effect from them? Or do we keep in the one of EE? The problem is they can just run a shuffle effect so easily. Doesn't hurt them in the slightest. But EE's too good against sharks. Do I have anything I want to cut? No. We'll try it, and we'll have to have surgical if we get blown out by a shuffle effect. Minute for the opponent here. Here we go. Opponent's got 20 seconds. Okay, we won the die roll. We will gladly take the play here. And Luris. It's hands like these where you really wish you could keep them. Like quad crab against the control deck. It's if we can stick this, it is just so powerful. I can't. I just can't willfully keep a one lander. We're definitely mulliganing again. Okay, we can keep 5 of these. Bottom hideous. Bottom visions. Fire a bit on the inside as we have to use our prismatic vista right off the bat so we don't get value off of our crab. With a double land drop. Flooded strand. They don't fetch. Unfortunate. Upkeep. Okay, they fetch now. That's fine. What? Do you have the path? They have the path. Me. You're gonna path me. This, say yes. Grab island. So we did hit double typhoon, which is pretty good. There's nothing we're afraid of on 2 that we can't deal with. A Relic of Progenitus and an Archmage's Charm. Hit the bin. Field of Ruin. Sounds good. Stoneforge, sure. I'm drowning that right away. Caldra's found. That's a nice card to have stuck in your hand, opponent. Show me Force of Negation. Make me cry. Send the crab. Hmm. All right. Opponent's missing their land drop, which is going to be extremely nice for us. Field. Crab Brave. Believe I added that. Now I might need to reload. So this, do double blue and get ourselves our 3rd blue source. Do you have the other path, opponent? Okay. Looks like the answer is no. We get our land here. Mill them a bit more. Snap path. Drown your snap. So we're now empty-handed, but our opponent's still on 2 lands. there's another field. $24 left in deck for opponent. Let's go ahead and put Luris to hand. Pass the turn. Nah, we'll play the land. Luris doesn't buy us anything anyway. Okay, they exile all cards from every graveyard. Luris wasn't grabbing us. We could have grabbed a crab. And that's another Shark Typhoon. So Tasha's is looking pretty good now. Opponent can destroy their own non-basic land if they wanted to with a Field of Ruin. Surgical. There's nothing I want a surgical, and I can't cast Luris, so we pass the turn. We've got one basic left in the deck. Snap. Snap Spell Snare? Sure. I'm assuming that's just to have a damage out on the board at this point. Yeah, I'll take 2 for now. Surgical. Looking nice and dead. I know Spell Snare is a 1 of. I believe Shark Typhoon is a 3 of, and the other 2 are in the exile zone. So we're not exactly surgicaling anything. Problem is, they're not drawing anything. Take 2 again. I've got time for 2. They discarded Dovin's Veto. They can't cast it anyway. The card that they're looking for is... They can't cast any of their counter magic unless they have Mystical Dispute. They're running Test of Talents. Okay. Wasn't expecting Test of Talents from the opponent there. Would have loved to have any of our counter magic. Yeah. I'll eat another turn to remove that. Ah! So their hand is counterspell, uncastable cards until they draw either these colonnades, the Glacial Fortress, or the one of Plains. Other than that, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't know why I'm counting. I don't have any Tashas. Yeah, and there was none of the other cards. So we can't surgical to remove anything else. They could field themselves to go get their planes. Or they'll draw the planes. And I'm assuming we're going to go for the Stoneforge line, huh? Okay. Let's see. I would have gone ending in the crab. Because now what happens when I get to do this? This field you. This. Remove that card from existence. Yeah, float your colorless. This swamp. They can get an island if it still exists. It did. Just a bit unfortunate. And now they have counterspell magic. And we know that they have counterspell in hand. So we know that there's a colonnade. We know that there's a prismatic in hand. Let's see if we can't get that prismatic out of there. See if they try to counter. They do. They like their prismatic. It's fine. We'll play Aluris. We just need to live a little bit. Yeah, fractured does it. We can even cycle the fractured. Cycling doesn't do it right away, but if we cycle into a land drop. Okay, so they go ahead and they prismatic the crab. Now they have counterspell. Interesting. Because they had to use their white mana. And now we have drown. Okay. Six in deck. Okay, they go this route and hold up counter magic. The problem is I don't have any way to deal with that card in hand. Flooded Strand is played. They go to combat. Swings for 5. No blocks. We will go to 4. Instep, attempt to drown their Snapcaster. Make them have to counter magic. They don't. Okay. So 1 counterspell there. We know they have counterspell in hand. There's 1 in the exile. So it's a mill for 1 with this counterspell. Do they have the snap? No. So we go to 7. They need 1 more point of damage. Or they just attack over 2 turns. Try to surgical counterspell. Why would you let me resolve this? Oh, because I'm dead. That's why they would let me resolve it. Their library is 4 cards, but we can't deal with them. Because they activate, they put in the sword, they equip the sword, and they hit us for Xaxes. Darn. Bant Stoneblade beat us. We weren't gonna get there. We needed 3 more turns. Well, I mean, the Ruined Crab, and then we have a blocker, but then it has Trample. Yeah, we weren't getting there. All right. 1-1. Reveal this Lurrus. We'll keep. Lead off with Dark Slick past turn. Sadness. Inquisitions. Sure. They took the Hideous Laughter. Interesting choice of card. Vista's interesting. Field of Ruin, pass the turn. We're planning on cycling this Fractured Sanity. All right. Cycle. Foot. Okay. Sultai Footfalls, huh? Wasn't expecting that one. Hedron Crab. Vista. This and save targets. Goyf, Jace. So I'm guessing we're about to be cascaded here. I'm assuming we're about to just get Shardless Agent on turn 3. Into... They're trying to do something here. Black, green, Abrupt Decay. Yeah. They always... They're a Sultai deck. They're always going to have interaction. Oh, how nice. Band and band. Here we go. They milled some. We milled over Shardless Agent. Pretty good. There goes our crab. Draw a step. Hmm. Misty is correct. Sure. They've got 40 left in deck. I'm sure that they've got more than one. And I'm sure that more than one exists much closer than their top. Blue, green, this, shardless agent. I would like to have a chance to respond to this. Come on. Give me my response so that way I can try to archive trap away all of your cards. Did we do it? No. Cycle. Did we do it that time? No. They've got a lot of cards though. Another archive trap? Sure. How about that time? No. Okay. They have 9 cards left in their deck. 2 cards were exiled. They get a Goyf. Sure. So they had a 2/2 and a massive dude. 8 cards left in deck. We have a Visions of Beyond that's definitely online. Hope that they're not running Endurance main board. Start off with the Visions. Crabs. Do crabs buy us anything here? Crabs makes it so they have 1 card left in deck. If we go crab, shock in. Opponent mills 3. Cycle this. Opponent's got 1 card left in deck. Cool. So let's see. Singleton Murktide, that's going to wreck our day. 1, 2, 3. So seeing a good amount of 3 drops and a good amount of 2 drops. So I believe we're going to take out some Tasha's here. Tasha's does not look good against this opponent. I did not submit. Take out Tasha's, take out Crypt Incursion, bring in Test of Talents, Echoing Truth, Set Adrift. Soul Guide Lanterns probably aren't bad to bring in. Surgical Extractions can come out. There's nothing we really want to. Surgical. And yeah. Actually, oh well. Reveal Valeris. And it's got a Lantern, got Test of Talents, got Fractured Tenity, and 2 island. Yeah. We've got everything. As long as they don't have removal. Aha. Good joke. Breeding Pool, Shocked In. Suspends an Ancestral Vision. Okay. Did somebody say it's time to party? Because boy oh boy, is it time to party with these crabs. We suspend a Visions. Visions goes down to 3. Wheatland. Let me guess. Abrupt decay? Duress. Okay. It takes the sanity. Makes sense because I can't take the crab. Ruin crab. Land. This. Fetch and save and always yield. Always yield. Mill over that and a veil. This. Pay a life. Pay 3 life. Any card that we want to extract. Sure. Soul Guide. Let's get rid of... Yeah. We'll just get rid of the Murktide. As far as we know, it's a one of. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a one of, but you never know. Draw into main. Let's see that Cascade card. Ooh, Tar Pit. Enters tapped. Let me guess. Oh, a Goyf? Cool. We're fine with a Goyf. Field of Ruin, huh? Go ahead and just push that Goyf. Pass the turn. Holds up. Test of Talents. Gives us plenty to do. Green, blue. Goyf number 2. Yeah. And a Vryn's Prodigy. Indeed. Field of Ruin. Smack them. This. Field their tar pit away. Get ourselves island. Okay, 23 left. No shuffle effect yet. Yep. That comes off, and now I'm assuming they're going to try to cast it. We're going to try to Test of Talents this. I know that they don't have a second one, but I don't want them drawing 4 cards. They loot. Oh, there is a second one. So their hand is a Triome, and there is a Gaia's Blessing. Makes me feel smart. Remove that, and let's go ahead and exile this since we're above the threshold. So their hand is land and 1 unknown. Paying costs. I'm assuming this is to draw. Hmm. The funny part is, even cracking the soul guide really doesn't shrink the goif. Yeah, we've got sorcery. Okay, that's a big go card. It's an 8/8. So we need lethal off the top in mill spell. We need fractured sanity. Okay. Abrupt decay. Abrupt decay is a crab. Meaning we need exactly sanity. I mean, I'm dead on board either way. The difference of blocking this goif or not makes not. They do this. They get rid of a ruined crab. Yep. Oh. Goes after the lantern, huh? I know. I know I was dead to this Murktide. There's a reason why I removed the first one with the Soul Guide Lantern. So there goes 18 cards. And it sucks because they have a shuffle effect. This Gaia's is going to win them the game. Unless that's what they drew. But it's not what they drew. They drew the Murktide. Yep. Because we do this, and Gaia's Blessing. The second to last card. I was just curious where it was. Okay. So we know that they're running Cheese Effect, so I want as much Cheese Effect stoppage as possible. We can definitely take out the Tashas. It's not going to be great. Test of Talents is kind of meh. They've got enough creatures that push is fine. Need to remove one more. We just need a way to deal with Murktide. We'll take out E. Okay. So cheese effects, gonna cheese. Flourish, reveal. Hand doesn't have any mill effects. This is definitely a keep though. Keep bottom swamp. Yeah. Lead off with this fetch island crab. Next turn, hope to hit that Gaia's Blessing early. They fetch. Yep. No trap for us, sadly. Fetch and shock. We got the push. As duress. Okay. Well. Sure. Takes the extraction. Gee, I wonder why. Bat and mill 3. Okay, hit footfalls and visions. Draw a step. Let's see what opponent can do here. Verdant Catacombs, they go fetching. Breeding pool is found. So, like, just gonna hold this fetch land. It doesn't buy us anything. Another sanity. Okay. Not great, but means we can sanity at their end step if we want. Going for a cost payment. Ice Fang. Oh, go ahead and crack this Delta. Since I know we're not playing into something at this point. And we'll shock it in. Okay. Nine cards. Watergrave, shocked in. Gonna hit me for one. Sounds good. Down to 15 we go. Need to try to find our land drop. It's okay. Doesn't buy you anything to push there. But if you want to feel special, go right ahead. Goif. Well, it did buy them something there. I mean, they either have it or they don't, right? Well, you want to try to get them to the threshold? They, of course, have it. Why wouldn't they? So if we had gone for the uncounterable cycle, they'd be at 18. We'll see if that matters in a turn or two here, and it probably will. Misty fetch. Sure, we don't have our archive trap. Blue green shardless cascades into Gaea's Blessing. Veil of Summer. Like the most dead card it could hit. So we're fine with that. We take one. 3 cards in hand by opponent. And so, yes, they'd be at exactly 20 here, but then they'd be countering. No, they'd be tapped out. Okay, Luris to hand. Play out the Dark Slick Shores and pass the turn. So that we have Luris into Crab into land for turn. Try to turn on. Here comes. Sure, why wouldn't you be running Ashiok in your Sultai Cascade deck? Makes perfect sense to me. Archive Trap, Delta, Drown, Archive Trap. Damn. Tell me you hate me more, deck. Down to 11 we go. Field of Ruin, huh? Play out the Luris. Just that way we have ourselves a 3/2 blocker. I guess play out the fetch land. It's not doing us any good sitting in hand. I did not want control versus control versus control. Nice hits. Opponent getting real good. And so they can get in with their Ice Fang. They probably want to leave back the Shardless Agent. They swing with both. I mean, I'm gonna take it, because if I can get rid of that Ashiok. I'm gonna try to get rid of that Ashiok. Okay. Luris to Ashiok. I go up to 11. Ashiok goes in there. Now we have our Delta online. They've got 3 cards in hand. We'll go field and pass. Blue, blue, blue. Ashiok again, huh? Like the cycle. Lantern, not terrible. Now we're going to fetch here while we can. Get ourselves an island. And Ashiok will resolve. For now. Swings just the Codal. Doesn't want to have to worry about their Ashiok taking a lot of damage. Makes sense. Down to 9 we go. Wants to mill us for 4. Sure. Hey, thank you very much for the follow, Ghost. Hey, Ghost, how you doing? We're getting destroyed by Ashiok. Yes, let's go for this Visions. Hope they don't have a counterspell in hand. Yeah, I stream every once in a while. Ooh. Drown and push. I believe we fetched. You watch. Where do you think the videos come from? They come from the streams because I'm lazy. Ghost with the follow, followed by Fluffy with the raid. Y'all are too kind. Let's get rid of the Shardless Agent. Yeah, raid hype. Shout out to Fluffy. Raid from Evan earlier, now a raid from the Wolfman himself. Okay, got rid of their Shardless. Now we just need, mill spells. Win your games, do awesome. It's gonna be difficult at this point, but it's possible. We'll play out a Soul Guide. Oh, yeah, we play out a Soul Guide here because if they counter it, we just recast it. And they're drowning the shore. I like to cast my Soul Guide Lantern, opponent. get rid of, I guess, ancestral visions. Doesn't really matter. Just know we want to get rid of something before they try to cast a Murktide. Okay. Now let's hit this Ashiok here. Knock it down to 1. Okay. I like the idea of bluffing double drown, and I'm going to leave this Water Grave in hand in case we draw land. Or in case we draw crab. I don't think we have many crabs left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 3 crabs left. Visions has been entered the exile zone. Fun. You know, I really should have seen how many creatures that they had and probably brought in the crypt incursions. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gain 21 here wouldn't be terrible. In step, opponent didn't do anything. Let's crack this Soul Guide Lantern to draw ourselves a card. You gonna try to destroy my Luris? You're gonna try to destroy my Luris. I would like to drown your drown. Cool. We draw ourselves a land. And then a Field of Ruin. Okay, well, let's replay the Soul Guide Lantern. Now let's hit... Again, just pick off cards. At this point, we're trying to just mill them out. Swamp here's played. Because we don't need that many lands. Play out second Soul Guide. Get rid of Flusterstorm. So they could have another Codal here as their last card. If they do, we kind of just bounce them. Like, we definitely want to just attack with this Luris constantly. Well, they didn't. Okay. Cool. Ancestral Visions ticks down a bit. But maybe we'll get there. So, in step, we're gonna go ahead and draw ourselves another card. And opponent seems to be F6, so we'll draw another card. And they're still F6, so we're gonna draw 3 cards. Okay. So Soul Guide Lantern definitely comes back because we're about to mill them for a lot. This, get rid of Force of Negation. Play down the Hedron Crab. I definitely shouldn't have tapped the Field of Ruin because I'm just missing out on free mill here. This, save targets, and yield. Alright. Get rid of their Triome. Tap the black and the black. We've got one. Well, actually, we only have one island left. Oh, no. Our island was exiled. Okay. Fractured Sanity. Each opponent mills 14. Gaia's blessing, and that's why we kept the lantern around. Now, oh, wait, no, because there's an Ashiok out. That's why we didn't search with our Field of Ruin. We forgot Ashiok has a line of text. We forgot Ashiok had a relevant line there. But even with that slight misplay, we'll probably make it out all right. Also, hey, Ko, how you doing? And costs. Finally getting rid of our Luris. That's fine. They've got 14 cards left in the deck. We hope to not draw Island here. And yes, we do still have the Island in the deck. So let's go Crab. Swamp. Mill our opponent for a lot. And now let's get rid of their green source. Get this last island. And mill them until they have 2. Good luck, opponent. 2 cards left in your deck. I'm at 18. What you got? Please let this thing be coming off. No, dang it. So please let it so that way they have to try to cast it. Okay. So they concede. We get there. Beating Sultai Cascade Control. Slight misplay with that Ashiok. This is an excruciating way to end your opponent. I mean, welcome to Mill. You get to just torment them. 2-1. And I stop getting these control matches. This was supposed to be a short stream. I wanted to be in bed by midnight. That's in 30 minutes. I don't think we're going to do that. 2 matches in 30 minutes. No misplay. Strip mine. Strip mine ourselves. So this is interesting. It's a 1-lander, so we never keep 1-landers. I hate this. I hate this because it's a blue source that comes into play tapped. Or we can go double crab with our fetch land. Going to 3 games, opponents will time out both rounds. You'll be sleep deprived. You know, fair enough. But my guess is since you're here, that means that I'm going to win the rest of my matches. So thank you. You know, it just works inverse, right? I'm the bane of your existence, but you're my good luck charm. Also, I have absolutely no idea why I'm feeling like I want to keep this Crypt Incursion, but we're doing it. You know, if that's the case, I'll just tell work I'm going to be in a bit late. They'll understand. I won't tell them why, but they'll understand. Scalding Tarn is played. Are we facing blue-red monkey? Island. Play out the crab. Play out the Shelldock. Yield to the crab. Jeskai control. You're actually right. It's Jeskai control. Is Visheo just known for Jeskai control and I don't know this? Oh, it says last 4. Well, no, because 4 days ago was 4-color. They fetch, sure. Themselves a Triome, and let's mill you for 13. Ko. Why? Dwarven Mine. So this is not Jeskai Control. This is Jeskai Transmog. Chalice on 1. Isn't Jeskai? No, that's true. The Triome. This makes it the 4-color thing that he was playing last time. Also, hi Blitz. How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Chalice on 1's fun. Feeling real bad about keeping this Crypt Incursion. Hey, thank you very much for the follow, Darth Combo. Jerry played on deck. There's a main deck. So you're telling me that this Crypt Incursion is actually going to be good. And yeah, I'm not surprised about the main deck Emrakul because we've seen the Transmog. I was just assuming it was going to be a Velomachus. In this extremely niche situation. There's a Wren. So the worst part is we can't incursion yet. Yeah. I was lurking, but it felt like you needed to save the day. I mean, it's not like I could get rid of the card, right? But I do get to feel smart about keeping a way to deal with the Emrakul. This we draw. Yeah, Blitz does always save the day. I mean, we definitely go ahead and crab here. No, we don't. There's a Chalice on 1. Think. $16 cards left. Man, oh man, is this Chalice doing work? All Blitz does is bully on Twitter. That's what he's known for. He's the great voice of the mill. Oh, of course. We all know Ko talks trash on Twitter. Pictures of people eating crabs. Of course he would. Retaliation does not equal bullying. Emrakul. Well, opponent. You got a counterspell? I know I have to start all over. But at least the Emrakul's gone. Lightning Helix is away a crab. Yeah. Just for that, you're eating seafood. Seafood's great. Okay, so if we field... I mean, they have everything back in their deck. So if we field... We mill them for 6. And then we still have enough to do... Luris. I like this game plan. It's not phenomenal, but... It's not awful. Toothless, stub-fingered, what have you. Put Luris to hand. Again, not like we can do much with it since there's that Chalice on 1. We need to draw our main deck EE. Okay. Engineered explosives. No. No. That's not the card we were looking for. Okay. So We can drop this Lurus. It doesn't buy us anything, and I can guarantee you that they have Lightning Helix in hand. So this is probably field pass. No need to mill them for a lot. We got rid of one Emrakul. We now have to see if they run a second one for transmog stuff. Just scroll up. I'm gonna cheat. Prismari command, draw 2, discard, making a treasure token. Not gonna technically disagree because I'm not a fan of the taste of beer either, but some people like it. So, you know, to each their own. Yeah, Emrakul is a 2 of in this. A prismatic ending. Sure. Nice job, opponent. Are we gonna shame scoop to that? Ah, no. Bruh. We are indeed just gonna sit here. So this can go get a mountain. Dormant Mine is 3 other mountains, right? Yeah, 3 other mountains. So we're fine for this part. Sacred Foundry shocked in on their draw step. They go ahead and Helix now. Just cut them off of blue. So the problem here is we don't have another way to deal with the Emrakul that we're assuming they're running. Until we can deal with this Chalice. So we need the Surgical into EE on 0. Yeah, they bring back their steam vents. I'm not surprised. Nahiri goes up. Okay, they discarded Nahiri. So we draw the one that we need. We don't have a mill effect. Doesn't matter. We lose. Wow. Game 1 with the Crypt Incursion hitting one of the Emrakuls that they discarded to hand size. Yeah, I know. I know that the Surgical is suppressed by the Chalice. That's why I said we needed Surgical into EE. We needed Surgical into EE into a mill. Yeah. Because like now we need our engineered explosives off the top. But I'm assuming we're just going to get... Oh, it's a fairy. Bounce your Chalice. They didn't bounce their own Chalice of the Void. Let me guess. Engineered off the top. Nope. Big sad. So Visions is online, can't cast it. I mean, we go ahead and we play out the Luris. Just so that way we have a permanent on the battlefield. I mean, we could cast one of these crabs if we wanted to, but it just gets countered and goes back to the graveyard. All right. Main deck Chalice, main deck Emrakul. Now we're going to lose. And this is only game 1. Helix is my face. Makes sense. Wants to get me below 15. Because this is going to be, well, this should be, assuming that they're running 2 Emrakul still, is going to be Nahiri. Go grab the Emrakul. And then attack. And bolt my face with the Lightning Helix because I just picked up a land. Get rid of all of our lands. Doesn't matter. Can't block it. We take 15. Down to 2. Let's just make sure they know how their deck works. I'm assuming they do. Cool. So we want all of our Chalice answers. I'm not a fan of Hercules. We're going to take out the Crypt Incursion. Bring in the Extirpates. Take out the pushes. Bring in the Soul Guide Lanterns. Okay. What to cut? Hideous is looking pretty bad when they're running 2 main deck Emrakuls. And then they've got a good amount of 4 drops and 3 drops. Assuming it's... yeah. So shave on those. In all honesty, this might be a Test of Talents messed up. Why is Soul Guide? My main reason is Soul Guide doesn't target, whereas Tormod script does. And yes, there's Relic of Progenitus, but to do the Exile All effect, you have to have 1 mana, so it's 2 mana for that. Whereas the Soul Guide Lantern is something that can sit on our board, and we can just have it sitting there until we absolutely either need to crack it to stop a mass shuffle effect, or if we get out Luris, we can then use it as a draw engine to draw, then replay, and still have it up if we ever mill over what they're trying to hit. This Bloodchief's Thirst is somewhat tempting. But Test of Talents doesn't seem terrible. We'll bring in both tests, board out 1 counterspell. Submit. Would love to play first. Show this Luris off. And it does nothing. Sneep this one, though. Oh, gosh. I would say, what do we get rid of? But we get rid of the swamp. Okay. Fun. No Leyline of Sanctity to have to worry about. So we'll go Obero into Crab. Let's go ahead and place this Engineered Explosives on 0, because screw your Chalice of the Void, opponent. Bloodstained Mire passes the turn. Ruin Crab. Polluted Delta. This and save targets. Always yield. The problem is we don't have a way to interact with mill right now. Or interact with a shuffle effect right now. Yeah, I'm not sold on the card Test of Talents yet. But this seems like a matchup where if we can Test of Talents their Transmogrify, we're probably in a decent spot. They go for the Helix on the Crab. We go ahead and fetch. Get this Watery Grave into play tapped. We don't have a need to do the untapped side. Island. Play the field, mill him a bit. Hold up Test of Talents. Not gonna do much against, say, Teferi here. And I'm not gonna go shields down. Yeah, there's the Ren and Stumpy. Arid Mesa is found. Visions. See if we can get lucky. We do. Visions. There's a surgical. Not phenomenal, but with an archive trap, an echoing truth, and a surgical, I'm feeling pretty safe. Unless they have second. Sure. This happens. And they put it into play tapped, and let's cast this archive trap for 0. It both Emeralds. They were right next to each other, too. Go for this. It both Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn. Now, what's their win con? Guess just Ren Emblem? Okay. Okay. This is fine. We got this. And they get double shuffle. Blue-red iteration. Test of Talents. Not the card we brought it in for, but doesn't seem like a bad card to hit. Exile all of them. So they no longer have that. Yeah, they can go make their dwarf. That's fine. Make your dwarf. Oh, they get a stomping ground? Put Chalice on 1. Okay. And they bring back the Bloodstained Mire. Go ahead and bounce Obero instep. Arguably, when that happens, we regret our decision. But, you know. We'll just play it off like we didn't draw a Field of Ruin. So that Luris to hand. Okay. Yep. Do we have... We can... Delta, go get Swamp. Plus Field of Ruin. And then... that do... gives us 1 mana shy. And being able to do everything we want to do. Yes, fetch. Go ahead and get the Swamp here. We've got enough islands. Actually... no, we'll just Watery Grave tapped. We don't need the mana. They've got 5 in hand. And Ren Emblem is 7, not 6. So we're gonna Echoing Truth the Ren here shortly. Sacred Foundry, play tapped. Okay. Let's go ahead and pop the Triome. Do it like so. Get ourselves the Swamp. And now pop Engineered Explosives. Destroy their Chalice of the Void. Unlocking Luris into Ruin Crab. So we want to go ahead and do the Ruin Crab from the yard. We're going to hold the one in hand. It feels a bit weird. We could actually get back Engineered Explosives. I like that line better. EE on 0. Just so that we constantly have a way to deal with Chalice. And now we will play the Ruin Crab from hand into the Field of Ruin. Mill our opponent for a bit. And yes, we'll bounce the Echoing Truth on their draw step. Or bounce the Ren and 6 on their draw step. Make them have the counterspell here. We could have done it in the upkeep. Cool. We're empty-handed, but opponent isn't doing much. Prismatic Endings, the Luris? Sure. Plays out Ren and 6. Reset. So we have mill for 12 on board. So any mill spell off the top here should be lethal. This, we draw visions. Let's start with the visions. Except I'm an idiot. They're not at 20. I had just assumed since their library was so low, they had 20 cards in the yard. Hmm. Opponent's down to 5. We now have a lethal on board. That was a massive misplay. You know, that's exactly why we have these emotes. Because I screw up way too often to not have a dirt. Okay, Dwarven Mine. Make yourself a dwarf. You can transmog it if you want. There's nothing in your deck. And step upkeep, we draw Prismatic Vista. We just go the Vista route. No need to give them a chance. Here we go. All right. Slight misplay. Recovered from it, though. So, again, surgical heavy. Tasha's is not good. Run it back. So 1 mill effect. Way too many lands. This will be a mulligan. And hmm. It's an interesting position. It's lots of cycles. It's a good redraw with these visions. But then we're basically playing into unknown. Why not? Keep, and then we draw Test of Talents. Delta, pass the turn. Just because we can fetch a Watery Grave tapped here. Nice Triumph by opponent. I feel bad that we're got an 8-minute differential on clock here, but it's not exactly like their deck requires much thought in this matchup. I'm not gonna say it doesn't require thought, because you definitely have to know the lines of that deck. But it's not this nuanced scenario of, do we play the mill spell here? Do we do X? Do we do Y? Do we do Z? So they pick up with Ren. They iteration, sure. I could have Test of Talents that, but I don't feel that's what we want to do. In step, we're going to cycle the Fractured Sanity. I know that they have 8 in hand, so they have to discard, but I wanted to try to see if we can't hit Mill Spell. Or a land. So they have to discard, they discard that. Upkeep, we draw the Trap. Now that's an interesting draw. Because if we go for the Fractured Sanity line to try to hit an Emrakul, we might be able to. Yeah, let's go this route. Try to mill for 14. Well, we milled for 14. We did not hit an Emrakul, however. Need to play a bit faster. We've got 6 minutes left on the clock. They fetch. I am a bit scared of them having Transmog in hand. This surgical, that Emrakul. Game 3? Yeah, I really am. Emrakul was in their hand. Okay. So they get their shuffle, but they've got nothing left. What if kept up test? Yeah, I can definitely see that. Keep up the test so that way they don't have the transmog. Because now we have no mill effect. Just have assumed that they were... I'm just not used to playing with this card. This is my first league with this card. Nahiri, yeah. Test Helix and they can only close with worse. Prismari command? But yes. Their ways of killing us are now far and few between. Nahiri, they go up. Discards turn. Makes sense. Brings back turn. Dwarven Mine makes a dwarf. Yeah, that was my plan's definitely to hit one of these visions. I was actually about to say that, is we're going to cycle of visions here. While it's not great, we do just kind of need more action. Yeah, they don't have instant speed stuff. I don't like drawing a second visions there. Yeah. I was going to say, we definitely hold one. Okay, Watery Graved. Chat delay is rough. Yeah. Watery Grave, we'll put it in tapped. I don't think we need anything right now. We're just holding up test. Ren gets an emblem. Mine, yep. EE on zeros looking great here. They hit us for 2. Another Ren in 6. That's rough. Can't counter that. It's not a sorcery or instant. Nahiri, discard draw. They discard the Scalding Tarn. They re-pick it up. Yep. Archive Trap? Drown in the lock. Okay, not terrible. Gonna hold up this Test of Talents in case they try to do something. Scalding Tarn's played. They activate it. Cool. Themselves a Sacred Foundry. Sure. Nahiri, they're looking for stuff. They pitch a Transmog. Makes sense. Yeah. It's for 3. It's for 3. In step, go ahead and cast the archive trap for 0 since they did our job for us. Fun. They have to discard. They discard a card. Doesn't matter. Island. Luris to hand. Island, say go. Pretty much. Paying costs here. Gonna try to do that. Gonna go ahead and test it. That hurts. Can't pay the 3, and now they've got Helix galore. So putting Luris into hand there cost us the game? Yep. I mean, we're not dead yet. They have to show us they have more than just the land that they're picking up with Wrenn and 6. And technically, yes, we are dead. But shh. Maybe they don't know. Yeah, I'm 100%. They definitely have 2. They always do, right? Here's the first one. Show me a second one. They have it from hand. Even better. 2 and 2. All right. We on the die roll. Let's try to be a bit faster here. 1 landers, baby. Curse a mill. This hand is so bad. But it's keepable. We'll keep. Bottom visions. Shell dock. We'll go fractured. Again, another one of these not. Oh, Tron. Tron to end it. All right. Yeah, Blitz is around. This, we'll do Crab, we'll do Swamp. We're gonna save the targets and mill our opponent. And that's a main deck engineered explosives? Okay, that's aggressive. We want surgical off the top so we can surgical. That's why it's... I was joking. Why? Why did it have to be a control deck for the final match? Blue Tron of all Tron. I know Bluetron's not really control, but it's still basically control. All right. Academy Ruins. There's a pretty good field of ruin target. It kind of just is. Yeah. Also, Evan, what are you still doing up? It's like 1 a.m. for you. Did somebody say crabs? Because crabs. Shh, you're hiding. All right. crab. So I could field them here, but I kind of just... Is there a point to hold up Drown in the Lock? No, but there's no point not to. Because we can feel that they're in step if we don't need anything here. If we don't need to drown something, we can field. They get a tower. Makes sense. What I'm really worried about is them running one of the Shuffle Titans because Blue Tron is something else. And 4 mana Karn Liberated. Or not Karn Liberated, Karn the Great Creator. I would like to counter that card. Yeah, I know. It's... Do we cut them off of Tron here, or do we cut them off of the Academy Ruins? So we have Mill for 9. I like shutting them off of Tron. At this point. Let's hit the tower. Get ourselves an island here, so that way if we draw a Fractured Sanity, we can cast that. Mill our opponent for 9. 1, 2, 3. So now the question is, do we EE on 1? I think we just hold the Engineered Explosives. Thirst for Knowledge, I'm assuming. Oh, they're gonna get EE on 1. Makes sense. But at the same time, if we hit 1 land, they can't really do anything. So now they blow up everything. Wow. If that was a land instead of a Crypt Incursion. Because here's the EE on 1, followed by blowing up EE on 1. And opponent, you do not give me a chance to draw. You crack that Engineered Explosives. So, like, this does nothing but activate the Shell Dock. Let's hope this hits 8. Condescend for Remand. Okay. Do they have any of their big hitters? No. So 4 mana Karn, I'm assuming. Urza. Okay. Urza's a bit scary. They now have less than 20. So any mill spell? Expedition map. Ideally we get like Archive Trap here. Let them trap. Land here's best. Yeah. So bait counter with Tasha into then fractured sanity, right? That's what I'd go for here. Well, they have colorless. Well, they have Urza, so I say colorless. It hits for 7. So yeah. Or oh, there's a Never Called the Promised End. Or what? Because they do this. They put a card on top. And now they have to do that every single turn. Oh, you were expecting Tasha's to do more? Yeah. So we let that go to the top. Just set a stop on their upkeep. It's... I mean, we make them have it, right? Although we should have done it at their end step, because now they can counter. I know that they can reactivate. And condescend for 1. Yep. Like I said, I should have done... If I was planning on activating the Shell Dock, I should have done that on my end step. After they activated. Soul Guide land? Okay. So, how many creatures do they have in their graveyard? None. They eat a ruin crab? Sure. So 2 blue. They play a ballista on 1. Throws their construct. EE on 0 here looks pretty good. Worst case scenario, we take 5, but then they lose their ballista and their construct. Push. I still like the EE on 0. Get rid of the construct, make it so that way they're ballista. What are we doing here, opponent? Tapping and then just dealing 1? Sure. So now if they try to target the ballista, we're gonna Crypt Incursion it. It's not fantastic, but it's not the end of the world. Okay. So they do go for the target. We definitely go for the Crypt Incursion. We got 1 in hand. It would have to be exactly Flusterstorm. That legitimately just gets rid of the ballista. Play. Game 1 versus Bluetron, always fun. Yeah, puts map back. What are we mapping for? Tron lands? Yep, and gets in for one. Makes sense. Down to 16 we go. Cracks a map and gets probably tower or mine if they exist in their deck. 1 tower, 2 tower, 3 tower, 4 tower. So tower is not even a thing. So they can't assemble Tron. Fails to find. Okay. Surgical extraction. You know, I'd really like one of our black sources. I'd take a Field of Ruin too. There's lots that we could draw. Soul Guide, exile each opponent's graveyard. All right. Let them try to go somewhere with this Academy Ruins, and then surgical it. They're going after the Soul Guide. Let's try our best to deny that while they have one card in hand. It's a Thirst for Knowledge. What's their win condition here? Ugin? Ugin's their win con. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they can cast Ugin if we don't mill it. This we draw. Land. One time. Please. So 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of 22. Meaning there's 16 left. 16 out of 42. Down to 14. All right, there we go. However, this is a hold it because we want to push the Urza. All right, they're going to try to do that. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Field of Ruin your thing, get ourselves a swamp. Cast targeting Urza. And now we have up counter magic. Okay. So now we just infinitely hold up counterspell, right? Thirst, draw 3? Sure. Discards map. Because they're trying to get to Ugin here, I'm assuming. Blue, blue, counterspell. All right, archive trap. Cool. They tapped out. There we go. No cards left. And we just have Luris in hand. Move on to the sideboard. Game 1. So they ran a total of 2 creatures main board. Pretty safe to say Fatal Push can come out. So can Crypt Incursion. Test isn't terrible. Nor is Hercules. Laughter's not good against them. Thirst and Extirpate are tempting here. I don't think we want the Hercules. I think doing that instead. And we need to cut a couple more. Just trim on Tasha's. EE's not great. I'm just expecting them to run Grave Shuffle effects. So we've got Extirpate, Surgicals, one Soul Guide, a Blood Chief, so that way if they resolve Karn or Ugin, we can kick it. Now, second Soul Guide. And we'll leave the other Soul Guide in. Yeah, I like this. There we go. No, because our main mill spell here is Tasha's. And Tasha's is probably not hitting anything decent. One land, not keeping it. We can keep this. It's not great. Bottom a Delta and Tasha's, I guess. The Archive Trap's not going to be useful unless they do map. They did not. They went Soul Guide Lantern. This into Soul Guide Lantern. See what we can do here. Saga, huh? Fast Saga's concerning. But not overly, especially when we can draw lands like nobody's business. Okay. Crab, you're a turn late here, bud. Okay. This, we're gonna go ahead and field this Saga away. Like, yeah, you can make your token. This, we get the island. We go ahead and play out the Ruined Crab. And Archive Trap. Hope they don't have Flusterstorm. Cool. So Worm Coil came in. Makes sense. Promised End we already saw. So that's a power plant. So we're going field, hit power plant here. This is going to be real awkward when this is the Karn. Oh. It's not Karn, the Great Creator? I don't have to do weird math? No, I do have to do weird math. Great. I mean, we go ahead and crack it, right? There's no point not to. If they have a shuffle effect, they have the shuffle effect. They go down, they reveal good old Chalice of the Void. Map. Because we exiled everything. Yeah, they get to just grab the map from exile. This, mill opponent for 3. Hit a Saga, Trinister, and a Spatial Contortion. Hit the power plant. Grab ourselves an island. Mill them for 3. Okie doke. And have to pass here. Tower. Makes me glad that I hit the power plant. Oh. Sure. Elixir of Immortality. Man, our opponents just love mill, don't they? And that's a 4/4. We're taking 4. Putting Luris into hand. We're playing out this polluted delta and milling our opponents for a bit. Not like it matters. Get ourselves the basic swamp here. So this goes and gets... What? Why wouldn't you search and go get power plant? Hmm. It's us for 4. We take it. Okay, now they search. They go get their power plant. They play their land for the turn. They have 10 mana. Show me Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger. Holy? We're going to be in a very awkward spot. Because we want to get this to 20. If we can get it to 20, we'll have Trinisphere. Is there a card I want to get rid of? Not with they have Elixir of Immortality. Gemstones, sure. They smack us for 4 yet again. I'm gonna take it one last time here. Down to 7. They go up with Karn. In step, nothing happens. Use Obero. Play it. Black, 1, Luris. Fun. Now we're not casting that Soul Guide Lantern. They're at exactly 20 cards. If and or when they go to activate this Elixir of Immortality, we will Visions. This is a lot of mana. Are we Psych Rifting? What is opponent doing? Okay, they're grabbing a card from exile. Grabbed a Walking Ballista to dump as much mana as possible into the Ballista and leaving up enough to cast it. So we could drown this, but we won't. I'm assuming this is going to be ping it twice. Yep. Go ahead and drown it. They can shuffle if they want. Let's not buy them anything. Polluted Delta, huh? So that. Down to 6 we go. Probably a mistake here. I just want to see if they have any shuffle effect besides the Elixir of Immortality. You're crazy if you think I'm not blocking. Because I don't block, I die. Yep, that goes up. Hideous Laughter. Cautious. Cool. Problem is, they have Academy Ruins. So we don't ever get out of this. Between the Academy Ruins and the Elixir of Immortality, they're tapping the Elixir. I'd like to Ancestral Visions of Beyond. Ancestral Visions. Doesn't buy us anything. Because this goes to 4 and then it goes to 6. Neat. We drew cards. And now they have a library again. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So they don't have any way to deal with us removing the elixir. Yeah, I know. You're going to put counters on your ballista and then you're going to kill me. Why aren't we doing this one more time? Cool. All right. Kind of like Urkel's Recall. Need a way to bounce their stuff. They don't really have a lot of instants and sorceries that we want to be countering. And so, like so. We won the die roll. We'll take the play. We'll do Laris. My god, this is a 3-hour long stream. So, we have Crab. And we have Recall. Doesn't do much else, though. Here we go. Do this. Bottom of Field of Ruin. Lead on a polluted Delta. It's not great, but it's not awful. Gemstone. Pitched a Teleria West. Polluted Delta pass the turn. Here comes that nice Chalice on 1. Okay. A little bit of a ramp for them. Watery Grave into play tapped. Circles does not seem bad. Honestly, it kind of is just a pretty strong tempo play of reset them a turn. But we're not going to go for that yet. Island. Instead, we're going to go get ourselves an island here. And then cycle this Sanity. Trinisphere, Saga. Not bad hits. Not bad. This field. Okay, they search. Reveals Urza's Saga. Well, I'm already going to be extirpating that. Since, right? Because it's, yeah. Split second. Alright. And their hand consists of Spatial Contortion. Anything we're worried about? Main board. Karn the Great Creator. Okay. Was there a Karn we could have exiled there? Yes. Arguably should have done that instead. But this way we don't have to deal with, because we have the Hercules recall, we could have dealt with the Urza's Saga tokens pretty easily. So this. You go ahead and laughter here. Not gonna hit a lot. Well, it hit 12. Hit a lot more than I was expecting. One, two, da da da. That's nice that it ended on the Emrakul. After already being at 3, 7, 9, 10, 12. Already at 15 and then hitting Emrakul. We'll take it. So we know in their hand is spatial contortion. So this crab becomes basically just turn on our Visions of Beyond, which is good enough. Well, no, because they do this in response, because I'm stupid. We needed to wait until they went for it, and then... This is why you don't play late at night. Because you make boneheaded mistakes. They're at 19. Visions is not online. Visions is not online. Need to remind myself that. Constantly. One blue EE on one? Sure. Archive trap. They don't have it, right? All right. 4 cards left in their deck. It's... On their draw step, we're going to Hercules recall them. There we go. And just bounce a bunch of cards to their hand. Academy Ruins is a card. Visions. Crabs. We're going to go just one crab here. Stack like so. Hide away Visions. Any order. Kill them for 3. Now they have to Academy constantly. And we know that their hand is EE, 1 unknown. What card? Pithing Needle is what they get back. Okay. They did indeed want to draw the needle. They have the power plant. Now they have Pithing Needle. Drown it. And so we know that their hand is just engineered explosives. They now will only ever have whatever card that they want on top. Meaning we are just looking for Field of Ruin number 3. Or that. Cast Visions. It's a lot of crabs. Opponent mills 3. They now pop the engineered explosives at the correct time. Picks up what? What are you picking up here, opponent? The answer is it doesn't matter because we're surgicaling it. But it's a question of, do we want to surgical the card that they pick up? They want to hit engineered explosives. I'm not a fan of that card. Cool. Now they have to pick up a card. We play out a crab. And we've got this game on lock. Because of fetch lands. Walking Ballista, sure. They draw themselves a Ballista here. They can Ballista for 2. Nice Ballista. Now that's just insult to injury. Crab. Crab. Delta. Always yield to the crabs. Want to stop in their upkeep. And that's this game on lock. So, super long league, but we secure the 3-2 here. Yes, you can put the needle on top. I would like to fetch a land. Opponent concedes. Resident Sleeper. Yeah. 3-2 with Mill. So let's talk about this for a second. I'm still not sold on Test of Talents. It doesn't seem like a bad card. So I think I'll probably still take it to the Hunter Burton. I like the engineered main board. I like the 1/1 engineered crypt main board and sideboard. The 3 surgical extractions felt fine. I never was really missing the 4th. The reason that we have the extirpate is in case of something like endurance where we need to have the split second. Hercules feels fine. I'm expecting to see a lot more artifact type stuff in Dallas, which is why I'm packing 2. Not expecting to see a lot of mill, so I'm not packing anti-mill tech for the mill mirror. Sue me. List feels strong. I don't think there's any changes I really want to make. I just want to get some more practice in. Yeah, I want to say Test of Talents is a mirror breaker, so I feel that that's good enough. It's just, there are some people running around putting Emrakul the Aeon's Torn in their sideboard for the mill mirror. I think that's a bit crazy, but let people do what they want, right? You kind of have some flex slots here. I feel this is pretty much what you want. You want these 11 plus the Luris, so then you have a flex slot of basically 3 in your sideboard. So with these 3, if you want less removal and more a mill mirror breaker, go right ahead. But I feel this is strong. Shelldock, it's not bad as the one of fun of. We used it a couple times there, albeit incorrectly, but it still played a role. Yeah, I feel this is a solid list. We just need to play a bit better with it and get a bit more.